welcome back to my channel. It is officially the third year in a row that we are making my birthday dress. Now, the first year, obviously, I did not post on YouTube, but I posted my second year birthday dress last year, and if you remember, it was in Amsterdam, and it's one of the most viewed videos on my channel. So that being said, if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to go ahead and link it in the comments, and you guys can go ahead and see it because it's super cute, and it's inspired by the Chotronette Daisy dress. Today, we are making a dress that has literally been something I've been hyper obsessing over for almost 2 years. This is on the website called Chotronette. A lot of people on Instagram and TikTok use these dresses for a lot of fabulous cosplays. I know Scarlett O'Hara is somebody who does it a lot. This is an example in one of the dresses from Chotronette. But today, we are making none other than the Melody Sundae dress. Now, there is literally one picture and one reference to this dress, and it is ridiculously hard. I'm pretty darn positive that they found a custom fabric for this dress because there is nothing on the internet. I have gone through Etsy, Amazon, all the fabric websites available that I have been able to find, at least, to find a fabric that replicates it, and it is nearly impossible. This is what our dress looks like. I'm so darn excited, and I have been hoarding ridiculous amounts of tulle for this dress, and that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We have transitioned to the floor, and I'm now going to show you all the different fabrics I am using for this project. First and foremost, I have got this large amount of tulle. It's cream colored. My grandmother gave it to me, and it's kind of special because it's from my mom's wedding. Fabric was used to make bows that hung on the ends of the seats for the guests. And obviously there was a bunch of extras, and she gave them to me. Unfortunately, this is a bunch of cut up pieces of tulle, so I'm hoping it'll still work because they're fairly large bows. But worst case, if I don't have enough, I also have this tulle. I know the color doesn't match, but I think with the layers, it'll add a little bit more dimension if they're slightly different shades. Now, on top of the tulle, to kind of give it a uniform look, I have also this cream chiffon that was also used for my mom's wedding that my grandmother gave me. And I'm planning on using this for the bodice and using this for the skirt for the top layers of fabric. Now, to kind of create a petticoat, my hope is to use this 6-inch 100 yards. I'm sorry, but I don't know how they fit 100 yards of tulle in the back. And I'm hoping to like gather it as I go up and make it like a big floofy petticoat. Now, the plan for the lining is to just use a bunch of discarded white fabric I had a very difficult time finding the right fabric for the bodice, and so I have collected these fat quarters. I got them at Walmart. They had music notes on them. And then I also have this fabric, and I'm hoping to kind of like interpolate them a little bit here. And then once they are kind of meshed together, I'm going to put a layer of chiffon on top to kind of make it look a little bit more formal. Now, for the black piping, I got a bunch of different, what are these called? Bias tape. I got a bunch of different bias tape. I have a 1-inch bias tape, and then I think this is a 1/4-inch bias tape. And then finally, the thing that kicked my butt the longest and the hardest is the lace design that you see on the skirt. Now, this is obviously not the right colors, but this is music note trim, and my plan is to go ahead and dye it black, and then I will piece it onto the top layers of the skirt and hand sew them on. So that's my plan for the fabric. Now let's go ahead and cover the patterns. So, like I said, this dress is a little bit complex in itself. It is requiring 3 different patterns. 2 of them are online and free, so that'll make it easier for you guys. The first one is the Parker corset. You can find this on moodpatterns.com. Look specifically for the Parker corset added cups because that's where you'll find the cup pattern. And I would always suggest with Mood Patterns to size up a couple sizes just to make sure things fit properly. And then also from Mood Patterns, the front and back bodice pieces of the Ambrosia cocktail dress. This dress pattern just came out a couple weeks ago, and as soon as I saw it, I knew it was the exact pattern I was looking for. And then finally, for the skirt, we are using a beloved favorite from this channel, and it is Simplicity's S9577, and we're specifically using the skirt because it's a full skirt with a bunch of different panels. So that being said, let's go ahead and first start out by cutting all the skirt pieces out. This is going to be a little bit different than my usual filming process. So once this is done, the first thing I'm going to work on instead of the bodice is putting together the underskirt and the tulle layers so that I can build up the structure of the dress before working on the parts that are going to be seen by everybody. I hope that makes sense. That being said, let's go ahead and cut out all the tulle skirt layers, and then after that's done, we will cut out the rest of the pieces. Here is our pile of tulle, and now I'm going to go ahead and start laying the pieces out and sewing the multitude of underskirts. Now, one of them I'm going to set aside so that I can gather a bunch of tulle on top of it, but other than that, let's go ahead and make some skirts. Okay guys, now that we've cut all the skirt pattern pieces out, let's go ahead and start working on the bodice. Okay guys, so now that I've gone ahead and cut out the basic design from the pattern pieces, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing with the tulle, the lining, and the chiffon layers. Okay guys, now that I have cut out all the pieces, I'm going to go ahead and baste around all the edges with the layers I described earlier. Okay guys, now that I have basted all of the pieces, I'm going to go ahead and start sewing the outer cups together. Okay guys, here's what the bodice looks like with the skirt, and now we're going to go ahead and repeat the same steps with the lining. Okay guys, now that I have finished sewing the individual layers, we're going to go ahead and add piping to the outer bodice, and then from there we will add straps and then attach it to the lining. Okay guys, now that we have gotten the bodice done, we're going to go ahead and move back to the last finishing touches on the skirt, which include adding the lace. Okay guys, now that I've gone ahead and sewn all the layers together, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the lace so that it fits the skirt. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and pull out my makeshift dye bucket, which is really a mini garbage can, and then from there we're going to go ahead and dye the lace. Alrighty folks, we have our hot water kettle, we have disposable gloves, we have the garbage can that we will be dyeing the fabric in, and then we have our bin of fabric. So what I'm first going to do is go ahead and heat up my hot water kettle, and then from there we're going to go ahead and pour the water in, do the right dye mixture, and then once that's completed we'll go ahead and shove the lace in. I'm going to put you in time-lapse mode, and I'm really sorry about the quality of this video. I don't know why it looks so dusty. I did drop my phone earlier, so I'm hoping the lens didn't break. But that's going to be the plan, and so let's go ahead and get started. Okay everyone, the witch's brew in front of me has been stewing for about 30 minutes, and now I'm going to go ahead and take the lace out and rinse it out. So I put dye fixative in there, haven't used it before, so I'm going to pray that it works and that the dye actually stays, because I've had some really not so great results using RIT dye, but I'm going to pray that it worked okay. So I'm going to go ahead and grab everything out, and from there we're going to go ahead and let the lace dry overnight. With a compromise with where we're hanging the lace. This looks pretty silly, and I'm hoping it doesn't bother the people down below my dorm, but this is what it looks like. We've got a paper towel and window apparatus, and currently the lace is hanging outside the window, and I'm going to let it air dry, and then I'll come back and check it out. Alright folks, we're back from dyeing, and the lace is green. It doesn't necessarily show up on camera a second ago, so I'm going to show you what it looks like against this dress. It legit is like this gross mucus moss green. Now, fortunately, I'm going to be cutting a lot of this mesh off, so hopefully that won't be a major issue, but I'm also pretty disappointed because the coloration is not the dark black that I wanted. It's more like a gray. So, that being said, we're going to try our best and work with what we've got, but I'm going to go ahead and lay the chiffon that I have out on the floor, and I'm going to lay the lace back on it just to show you how green it looks, and then from there we will come up with a plan to fix this bamboozlement. So here is the lace laid out onto the skirt panel, and now what I'm going to do, if you see this, is I'm going to go ahead and cut around the mesh for these 3 rows, but leave it on this row, and then I'm going to go ahead and hem the skirt. Hey guys, good morning. We are going to finish the dress today, so here's what our plan is. So currently there is a tulle layer, the chiffon layer, and another tulle layer on top. Goodness, focus. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and sew them together like this on top of the current skirt. Then we're going to attach it to the bodice. And then finally, we are going to add this around the waist. Once that's done, all we have left to do is sew a zipper on. This skirt is completely finished, and it is very, very full. Here's what we look like right now. Ooh, sorry, that makes me so happy. Whee! Now we're going to go ahead and add this to the bodice. And I'm either going to hand sew this or very delicately attach it with my sewing machine, depending, just because I'm kind of worried that there are too many layers, but we'll see, and I will meet you back when this is attached. We have gone ahead and attached the bodice to the skirt. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the black band around the waistline. Well guys, it has been a lot of hell and high water later, but we have gone ahead and finished the dress, other than a couple things. Now I'm not super thrilled. It pooches a little weirdly in the back, especially right here, which is very annoying to me. But I'm really tired and I don't really want to fix it right now, so I might leave it because it's not extremely noticeable to anybody else besides myself. But that being said, here is the finished birthday dress. But I think it's fairly accurate. I mean, the lace here is obviously the best we're gonna get with the price I have currently in my budget, but I think the bodice replicates it fairly well, and overall it kind of gives the same vibe. So for like $100 recreating like $1,000 dress, I would say this is pretty good. So that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe. I love showing you what I do, and this is super cool that I have gotten to do this 3 years in a row. So please, please, please share with your friends or subscribe if you enjoyed this. Let's get to 1,000 before Christmas. Anyway, get ready, because here's our final result.